So today, let's dive into a story that feels like it was pulled right from the darkest corners of the internet. It's a perfect modern urban legend, a really classic cautionary tale that's wrapped around one single terrifying question. You know exactly the kind of story I'm talking about. Don't look in the mirror after midnight. Never open the door for a stranger. It's a classic setup, right? These stories tap into this really primal fear we all have, that some doors are just better left unopened, and some rules exist for reasons we can't possibly understand. So let's get right into it. The story we're getting into is all about this one remote gas station on a lonely highway, where taking the night shift means you get a very specific and very cryptic employee handbook. All right, so every good cautionary tale needs a hero, right? Or at least someone we can relate to, someone who makes a choice we can all kind of understand, even if we'd never make it ourselves. Let's meet our guy, Arjun. See, Arjun isn't some thrill seeker looking for a ghost hunt. He is completely backed into a corner. His mother's sick, his tuition is due, and his scholarship just fell through. So this job at this no-good gas station everyone warns him about, it's not really a choice. It's his only way out. And that desperation, that's the key to understanding everything that happens next. So Arjun gets there for his first night. He unlocks the little office, and just like his boss told him, he finds this old, red diary tucked away in a drawer. But inside, it's not some welcome packet or training manual. Nope. It's a list of instructions. Life or death instructions. Okay, so here they are. 5 simple but deeply unsettling rules. Every single one just brings up more questions. I mean, why can't he ask where they're going? And what in the world is impossibly cold money? But those last 2 rules, man, that's where it gets really chilling. A hard stop at 3 a.m. and a final absolute warning that there is no escape. Totally confused, Arjun does what any of us would do. He calls his friend Bhaskar, and Bhaskar immediately connects these bizarre rules to all the spooky stories he's heard about this stretch of Bombay Road. He warns Arjun, whatever you do, just know these rules are not for ordinary customers. And just like that, this isn't just a story about a weird job anymore. This is a full-on ghost story. And you know, it doesn't take long at all for the knight to prove his friend right. Those abstract, weird rules, they're about to get very real. It starts with the lights. The big neon sign outside starts flickering like crazy. And then, a car. A black car just silently pulls up to the pump, appearing out of the darkness. So this is it, his first real test. The car's headlights are off, but rule number 2 immediately pops into his head. Say nothing. The driver, hidden in the shadows, asks this really bizarre question about a road that never ends. And then comes the payment. A skeletal hand reaches out of the window, holding cash that is so cold it feels like it burns his skin. He's totally shaken, but he remembers rule number 3. He scrambles inside and shoves that freezing cold cash into the old, rusted tin box, not the shiny new one. He did it. He passed the test. But the whole experience makes him physically sick to his stomach. He stumbles into the bathroom to recover, and that's when he sees it. Tucked away is a yellowed, old newspaper from 1998. The headline is about a catastrophic, multi-car pileup on this exact road. The time of the accident? 3 a.m. And suddenly, it all clicks into place with horrifying clarity. He's not just serving customers, he's serving the dead. Okay, so now Arjun knows what he's dealing with. But you know, just knowing the truth doesn't make you safe. The most dangerous part of the night is still coming. And with it comes the most important rule of all. The clock hits 3 a.m. Arjun's done everything right. Doors locked, curtains drawn, just like the diary said. But then he hears it. The sound of not one car, but many. It sounds like a crowd is gathering right outside his little office. And this is that classic moment in any cautionary tale, isn't it? One part of his brain is screaming, "Don't look," but another, very human, very practical part is thinking, what if they're real customers? What if they just drive off without paying? The temptation to just peek, it becomes completely overwhelming. And he does it. He pulls the curtain back just a tiny little bit, and he looks out into the night. In that single, tiny moment, he seals his fate. He has broken rule number 4. What he sees out there, it's not people, it's shadows. Shadowy figures with these awful, glowing green eyes. Just then, that same black car from before pulls up. and just lays on its horn. A long, continuous, terrible blast. And rule number 5 clicks into place. If a horn honks, you failed. All at once, every single shadow turns, drifts towards his office, and this violent pounding begins on the door.
He's in a total panic, grabs his phone and calls Bhaskar. The phone actually picks up, but it's not his friend's voice. It's that same cold, sibilant voice from the car, just repeating a single phrase over and over, "Tank full." And as the pounding on the door gets louder and louder, Arjun just faints. He wakes up to the sun rising. The office is a complete wreck, but he's alive. And that's when his boss shows up. He's not surprised, not even angry. He's actually congratulatory. He says Arjun survived his first night, something many people don't. And now it's time to explain the why behind all those rules. So the boss lays it all out. He explains that this gas station is the last stop. The spirits of the people who died in that 1998 crash, they're all stuck in a loop, forced to relive their final journey every single night. They pull in for gas, and then they continue on a road that, for them, really, truly never ends. And this is where all those weird rules finally make perfect sense. See, each one is designed to maintain the illusion for the spirits. You don't ask their destination because, well, it reminds them they'll never arrive. You don't mention the headlights because it reminds them they belong to the darkness now. The old cash box is for their money because it's from 1998. And the most important rule of all, looking at them after 3 a.m., the exact moment of their death, shatters the loop. It reminds them that you are alive and they are gone. And that realization makes them furious. But wait, there's one more mystery. Arjun finds a single car key where the black car was parked. The boss explains that by looking out, Arjun accidentally shattered the illusion for one of them. But instead of anger, that spirit found acceptance. It accepted its death, broke free from the loop, and left its key behind as a thank you. It didn't need it anymore. You'd think after all of that, Arjun would run for the hills and never look back. But the story ends with him telling his friend that he's going back to the gas station. And his reason is so cryptic. He just says, "Some waits never end. I have to wait today too." And that leaves us with this final hanging question. The story gives us all these rules to survive the ghosts of the past. But Arjun's decision to return suggests he's haunted by something else in his own life. Maybe that desperate need for money, or some deeper, unspoken weight of his own. It forces us to ask, are the most terrifying ghosts the ones on the road, or the ones inside us that make us return again and again to the places that scare us the most?